support. Helping me close it out tonight, a competitive barbecue cook, KCBS certified judge, very popular on the social media scene, 45,000 followers on Instagram. Always looking to promote the fun of cooking over some type of live fire. Let's go ahead and race to the hotline as we close it out with Girls Can Grill creator Christie Vanover and park ranger. Christie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Any jackal sightings in the wild or anything?
No. On Halloween, I saw a tarantula walk across the street, but that's about it.
Have you ever eaten a tarantula before?
I have not.
I heard
I'd try anything, though.
Dipped in chocolate. I heard they're supposed to be very delicious.
Maybe a little crunchy?
Yeah, crunchy. I guess anything dipped in chocolate, if you like chocolate, is probably going to be kind of delicious no matter what.
Sure.
So I've asked every other guest, and I certainly don't want to leave you out. The NCAA Crazy Times tournament is taking place. Do you have a final two out of the final four left that you think are going to move on?
So I'm not huge into basketball either.
You and Stover, what the hell?
No, I at least know the teams. So yeah. So I'm excited for Texas Tech since it's their first time being there. But I can't remember which four is on which side.
It's Auburn. Yeah. It's Auburn and Texas Tech. By the way, both their first time in the Final Four, and then you have Michigan State, Virginia on the other side.
Yeah, I said I'm going to go with Spartans. That's Michigan State.
Man, it is tough to go against Tom Izzo. I think he is always kind of overlooked in the regular season, but I think he's got it figured out. Get into the tournament, your conference tournament. Do well in that. If you win it, obviously you're in. Or if you have a decent season, you can get in just on the general bid. But man, oh man, that guy knows how to coach them up when it counts, and they are on a run, the likes that we might never see again. So we'll see how it works out here over the next couple weeks. Anyway, so let's talk about barbecue season. And with you, it's fun because some of the people that I have on, they're only judges or they're only cooks, and mostly they're just cooks. But you do both sides of it, and you like both sides of it. So from a competition side of 2019, what are you looking at?
For me, so I've got a couple coming up in May. So what's that, next month already? Yeah, I'm going to Sholo, Arizona, which will be my first time at that comp. And it's at a higher altitude. So people who've cooked at it in the past have told me to just kind of get ready for that. Because when you're cooking at a higher altitude, your temps aren't I think it's going to be more cooking to feel than it is to temperature, because your brisket, for instance, might not hit. Let's say you go to 205 normally. It may be done at a 200, but it's just really understanding that it's kind of that buttery consistency versus waiting for the probe to hit the mark. So that'll be a fun challenge for me. There's also an SCA cook-off there. So that'll be my first SCA cook-off. I haven't done a state cook-off yet. So I'm going to give that a shot. And then at the end of May, I'm doing the Best Damn Barbecue competition in Boulder City. It's called the Best Damn Barbecue because it's by the Hoover Dam. So that one's always fun. That was my first competition 2 years ago, was that one.
How are you setting up for the SCA event? What are you practicing? What kind of utensils are you having? And what do you think you need? This is the very interesting question. What do you think you need to do or have your steak look like in order to give yourself the best chance at winning?
So great questions. Yeah. So I was following Girl Robin when she was getting ready to do the competition, and actually I recently joined Cosmos Q. He's got a club, barbecue club that you can join, and he did a class on there teaching you step by step how to do things. So really enlightening, because I cook a ribeye all day long, but not like that. Like I'm going to be tying it up. I'm going to be using certain rubs. You've got the quarter turns and all that you do. But interesting that how some people flip. They'll put it on and then they'll flip it, and then they'll do the quarter turn or half turn, and then they flip it, and then so just getting all that down, practicing the flips has kind of been fun, and trying to decide what grill to use. I don't have a PK. I actually just got the new Oklahoma Joe Rambler, which is one of their new portable charcoal grills. So it just came out, and it's still in the box. So I'm going to give that one a shot and practice with that and see how that one goes.
Are you? Dear, I don't want to spin off into a diatribe here, but so as a competitor, you've seen how competition barbecue has gone here over the last number of years, and just from an outsider's view, looking into competition barbecue, it was popular, was growing, and then somewhere along the line, and I don't know exactly where it was, but it had to have been somewhere in that 2009, maybe 2010 range. Nobody wanted to deviate from the flavor profile that was winning. And I would sit here and challenge people to say, maybe it hasn't changed in 8 years or 9 years very much, if at all. And nobody seems to want to be the guy or gal to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go completely out of the box this competition. And if it
Mhm.
scores well, then I'm going to do it again. Then I'm going to do it. And that's kind of like the change agent of flavor profile. But it costs so much. There's so much expense involved. Nobody wants to play too far out of the box because the
Yep.
perception, and I guess the rule is you'll probably be penalized. You won't be brought up. So all the way back now down to the Steak Cook-Off Association stuff.
Mhm.
Would you rather see somebody have, I think there's a perception that you need to have those quarter turns and all that stuff that you were talking. You got to have grill grates to infuse
Yep.
those grill marks on there. Would you hope that it wouldn't be like that? You could go with a flat top, or you could go with, it didn't matter how the steak
Right.
looked per se, or have those grill marks in order to get the win, because I think that's what it's skewing to at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, that's barbecue in general. Like, I mean, if when we eat ribs at home or ribs at a restaurant, everybody likes them fall off the bone. But if you're at a barbecue competition and they pull all the meat off when you take that bite, you're scoring down. I mean, it's just like that across the board. So yeah, with steak too. I mean, I'm all about grill marks. I think, I always say diamonds are a girl's best friend, and to me, my diamonds are grill marks. So, I love the grill marks on the steak. But you're right, as far as like shaping it into that perfect, circle, and it's not natural. Just like chicken thighs, what we do to chicken thighs is not natural. I mean, but it's kind of the game. And yeah, I guess we kind of all conform. I mean, there's a few people who will throw out chicken legs every now and then, try to make things different, and they test it out. They test the waters. I think the guys who do a lot of competitions a year, they've got a little bit more wiggle room to test things out. Whereas me, I'm hoping to do 7 this year, and I just don't have a lot of room to play. So I'll probably be pretty conformist. Although I tried a few new rubs with my chicken in February. I tried Susie Susie from Hey Girl Hey. I know she was on your show recently,
Yep.
and she just launched a new chicken rub that she never intended for competition barbecue. And I tried it and I won first place. So there's some new stuff out there. I mean, I think you still got to go with your taste buds. Don't just go with what every video says or what all my recipes say or what other people's recipes. Go with what tastes good.
Christie Vanover joining me here on the show from girlscangrill.com, also on social media handles at Girls Can Grill. So that's the competition side. What about the judging side?
Yeah, so it's hard to judge as much as I want to, because every time there's a competition, I want to cook it, and there's not a lot here in the Southwest. So actually, next weekend, I'm going to be judging what we call the spring training. Our Nevada Barbecue Association has spring training where the cooks get to cook and take it into the judges. They're all CBJs, and then the CBJs actually give them feedback live and tell them why they scored the way they did. So I won GC last year at spring training, so I decided I'm going to judge it this year and just give that a shot and help my fellow teammates out too who are competing on the Nevada barbecue circuit, to just kind of give them the feedback from my experience. And then I have judged the Jack for 2 years. I'm going to do that again this year. That's really awesome, really amazing. I mean, you're sitting in there with a whole bunch of Hall of Famers. You're tasting the world's best barbecue. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, the brisket is like, we need 0.5 points almost. The brisket is like so like evenly amazing.
Is it not fair to say anymore that the judges' discrepancy as far as experience palette is so drastic? I mean, does everybody have an idea what's happening there?
At the Jack,
Yeah.
it's interesting because there's also celebrity judges. So you have a range from like master CBJs to barbecue Hall of Famers to someone like me who judged the Jack 2 years ago, and it was only like the second or third time that I'd ever judged a competition, but I'd cooked at a competition, so I at least was, had that familiarity. But then there's people there who are like local newscast people, and they're not CBJs. Well, I take that back. You have to become a CBJ before you compete, but they don't have a lot of experience judging or cooking. So I think there's a good diversity, but they do a really good job of splitting that across the tables. So your table's not going to be like all master CBJs, and then the table next to you is like all newscasters. They've got like one newbie at each table mixed with the really, Hall of Famers and stuff.
All right. So from a location perspective, you're in Nevada, so like, West Coast area. Do you have a state of barbecue on the West Coast, in your opinion, on kind of where it sits?
Oh, you don't mean a literal state like California, Nevada?
No. I mean, like, where do you think the state of competition barbecue is right now in your area?
Yeah, we're a pretty tight knit crew. We've got Sterling Ball with the whole West Coast offensive and the California teams. They all pretty much come to the Nevada and Arizona comps, and we all pretty much go to the Arizona comps, and a few of us travel from Nevada over to the California comps. So it's a pretty tight knit group, considering how spread out we are. And again, there's not a lot of comps over here. So I think we see a lot of repeats at the competitions. A lot of, I'd say, more teams from California, a few more from Arizona, and then us, Nevada. We've got like 3 to 5 teams probably. It's growing. It's tough. I think when we start to see new people join the club and think about doing competition barbecue, it's expensive, and they get discouraged when they're realizing that the guys winning are spending $200 on a brisket, and they're going to Costco and getting their prime, or sometimes getting their choice. So that makes it tough for people to jump into the game. But yeah, it's fun though.
Well, certainly. Otherwise, people would. Well, I guess people would do it if it wasn't fun. But usually, you're doing it because there's some amount of fun in it. Outside of the competition stuff, you're looking at taking some classes. One of them is actually going to be here in Ohio.
Yeah. So I try to do some barbecue classes because I'm always learning. I just finished Travis Clark's class down in Oklahoma. I think that was in March or so. I've taken Fergalicious class, Smitty's class from Loot and Booty.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to be going up to Certified Angus Beef. They're doing a barbecue pit master class, and it's a barbecue summit. So it's not so much how to do competition barbecue, but we're going to break down a cow. We're going to make sausage. We're going to go to a ranch. I've been an ambassador with them now, going on my 2nd year. It's just the high end quality beef that I like to use, and so we're just going to really kind of get a hands on experience in their culinary center. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and that's in Worcester, Ohio, right?
Yeah, probably like around the corner from you.
Yeah, that's right. Guess who's not going? All right. Well, whatever. I mean, I've only been here for like 15 years, but nevertheless.
Pack in my suitcase.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll get there some way or another, whether it's in your suitcase or if I just show up and like crash the party. So we'll see what goes on. What is Cali in May for some type of a boot camp?
Yeah, so I'm going to California to Alisal Ranch, which is kind of near LA a little bit. And they do this barbecue boot camp in May, and I think in October is their other date. But I'm going to learn all about the Santa Maria style of cooking. So I'm familiar with it, but not really ever tried it. I don't have that type of grill at home. And Frank Ostini, who's kind of like one of the masterminds behind it all, he's going to be doing some of the training there. We're going to learn about spices and spice blends, and then just have a really fun time on the ranch too, like horseback riding, fishing, canoeing, and all that good stuff. So it's I think it's like 3 days or so, and we'll stay in a nice little lodge, and yeah, just have a fun time.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about tonight is quick meals. I saw the other night you did like a quick little pizza. You got home from work. We're all very busy. Adults that have kids, maybe they're into sports. I mean, it's very easy to just kind of get into a rut of buying out. It doesn't necessarily have to be fast food, but you're not spending time in your house. You're spending money away from your house because it just seems to be most convenient. But there are ways that you can feed everybody, kind of make it healthy, and not have to continually spend the dollars because you are putting out money to travel for those sports and to pay for those sports. I mean, I'm in the middle of it, of course, so I can certainly feel the pain on many different sides. What do you suggest for like quick meals that are good and easy to make?
Yeah, so just the other day I did a pizza, and like a lot of times when people think about grilled pizzas, they make their own dough and it's really nice and it's really good. But when it's like a quick night and I've had a long day at work and I just really don't feel like making dough as much as I love to, I just buy naan bread. You just get it in your like deli section or where you buy your bread and all that stuff. And it's basically like flat pita bread. And they even have like a garlic flavored one. And then I just buy the jarred pesto sauce or jarred tomato sauce and throw it on with cheese. And I think last night I did mushrooms and a little bit of garlic and chili pepper, and I just threw it on the grill. I threw it on the Weber. I think I was probably at like, I don't know, 400 degrees or so, but just a gas grill, just the Genesis, because it was 10 minutes. Dinner was ready, and it was nice and crispy, and the cheese was nice and melty. Another thing that I do that's really quick and easy is, on weekends, most people listening to the show, they're probably cooking up big slabs of meat. They've got leftover brisket, they've got leftover pork, and you can only eat it like on a sandwich so often. So a lot of times I'll make taquitos. I'll just wrap them up in flour tortillas, mix them probably with like cheese, either cream cheese or pepper jack cheese, and maybe a little cumin or something, and then roll them up in tortillas and throw them over indirect heat for like 425 degrees until they just start to get crispy, and dunk them in some ranch or some salsa, and you're good.
Are you working on any new recipes coming up that we should be keeping an eye out for?
I'm always working on new recipes. Let's see, what do I got working on? Yeah, I'm doing a smoked chicken recipe that's going to be a little bit different coming up. I actually just got a new griddle that I've been testing out. I'm actually focusing a little bit more on some reviews. So I just got my Daniel Boone Prime, so it's in the box in the backyard. I got the Oklahoma Joe Rambler that I was talking about, and then I got a Next Grill griddle that I've been practicing some hibachi and different stuff on. So yeah, doing that. And then I've been loving the campfire. Right now for Vegas, our temps have been awesome. And next month, we'll probably start to hit our triple digits. So sitting around a campfire when it's 110 is not the most enjoyable time. So yeah, lately I've just been sitting out there and cooking everything I can on cast iron. I throw my grill grates on top of a Lodge cook stand, and then I just throw my cast iron on top or whatever else. And it's been fun.
Campfire cooking. Socially, you can find her at Girls Can Grill on the web, girlscangrill.com. She is Christie Vanover. Christie, really appreciate the time tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You got it. There she is, Christie Vanover. Girls Can Grill.